The sun shone warmly on Whisker's village, nestled amidst rolling hills and sparkling streams. It was the kind of day that made Whisker's heart swell with happiness. Yet his emerald green eyes held a faraway look, for, deep in his adventurous spirit, a longing for something more burned brightly. One evening, as the fireflies twinkled to life and crickets chirped their evening song, Whisker shared his dream of visiting Austin, Texas with his best friend, Patches. A wise old tabby with fur like burnished copper, listened patiently. When Whisker finished, she said, "Austin is a wonderful city, but it's quite a journey from here."
Are you sure you're ready for such a grand adventure?
Whisker's tail swished back and forth with excitement. "I've saved up food, made extra mice deliveries for extra supplies, and I have a plan. I'm going to travel light, take only what I need, and explore every nook and cranny of this amazing city." Patches nodded, a hint of a smile in her voice. "Well, if you're certain, then I wish you luck, my dear friend. May your journey be filled with wonder and your heart with joy." With a determined glint in his eye and a spring in his step, Whisker set off on his grand adventure. Using his well-earned savings, he purchased a sturdy suitcase, just big enough for his. On the morning of his departure, after saying his goodbyes, Whisker set off toward the village bus stop. It was time to start his journey to Austin.
As the bus rumbled to life and began its journey, Whisker gazed out the window, his heart pounding with a mixture of excitement and anticipation.
He had dreamed of this moment for so long. Now it was real. His whiskers twitched as the countryside whizzed by. Fields and forests gave way to highways and bustling towns. Each mile marker brought him closer to his dream, and each bend in the road revealed a new surprise. When the first night of his journey arrived, Whisker found himself in a small town far from both home and Austin. Looking around, he realized he needed to find somewhere safe to spend the night. Just then, he spotted a kind face peering at him from a nearby porch. With a gentle meow, he approached the woman, who immediately broke into a warm smile. "Well, hello there, little traveler," she said, her voice as sweet as honey. "Are you lost?" Whisker explained his journey,
His green eyes shining with honesty.
The woman's heart melted at his story. "Oh, my," she exclaimed. "You must be tired from your travels. Why don't you come spend the night in our barn? We'll take care of you." And so, tucked away in a cozy corner of the barn, surrounded by the gentle sounds of farm life, Whisker slept soundly, his adventure continuing the next day. The following morning, after a breakfast of fresh milk and a hearty helping of fish, Whisker bid farewell to his newfound friends and continued his journey. The road to Austin was long, but his spirits never flagged. He hopped on another bus, then another, until he found himself at his final destination, the outskirts of the city. Clutching his suitcase tightly, he stepped off the bus and stretched out his paws as if to touch the sky. He was in Austin.
As Whisker explored the vibrant streets, his senses were overwhelmed.
Towering buildings brushed against the clouds, cars honked merrily, and the enticing aromas of street food lingered in the air. But above it all, the sound of laughter and music filled his ears, inviting him to join in the lively celebration of life. Everywhere he turned, Whisker saw friendly faces and heard people speaking in a variety of languages, all united in their love for this unique city. The warmth of the people instantly put him at ease, making him feel like he had always belonged here. His first stop was a cozy cafe where he sipped on a tasty mocha and nibbled on a slice of tuna pie. The owner, a kind woman with twinkling eyes, had even put out a saucer of fresh water for him. Feeling energized, Whisker continued his exploration. He strolled through parks where children laughed as they chased pigeons. Couples strolled hand in hand, and musicians strummed their guitars. The energy was contagious, and Whisker found himself tapping his paws to the rhythm. As dusk settled over Austin, casting long shadows across the land, Whisker discovered the famous South Congress Bridge, also known as the Bat Bridge. Thousands of Mexican free-tailed bats emerged from under the bridge, filling the twilight sky as they flew off to hunt. The sight was breathtaking, and Whisker felt a sense of awe wash over him. Over the next few days, Whisker became a regular sight in Austin, his orange fur and inquisitive nature making him a favorite among the locals. He visited the sprawling Zilker Park, where he befriended a family of ducks and chased butterflies in the open fields. He attended a lively baseball game, cheering with the crowd as his new favorite team. The Longhorns scored a winning run in the bottom of the ninth, but it was the music that truly captured Whisker's heart. In Austin, music was everywhere, spilling out of open windows, drifting from hidden doorways, and echoing through the vibrant streets. He sat mesmerized as a lone guitarist played soulful blues on a street corner, his music echoing the stories of those who walked by. He danced to the infectious beat of a salsa band at a lively fiesta, twirling and dipping with a newfound passion. And he swayed to the rhythm of a bluegrass band at a cozy pub, tapping his paws to the lively tunes.
One evening, as Whisker was exploring the trendy East Side, he stumbled upon a cozy bookstore.
He pushed open the door and was greeted by the intoxicating scent of old paper and leather. He patted between the shelves, his whiskers brushing against dog-eared pages. Suddenly, a gentle voice startled him.
"Can I help you?"
Whisker looked up to see a young woman with kind eyes smiling down at him.
I was just looking," Whisker stammered, feeling a bit shy.
"Well, if you find anything interesting, do let me know," the woman replied with a smile.
Whisker nodded and continued his exploration.
As he turned a corner, a catchy tune drifted through the open window of a nearby shop. Curious, he followed the music and peeked inside. What he saw made his heart leap with joy. A group of cats were gathered in a circle, listening intently to a tabby cat with a guitar.
The tabby was singing a song about a brave little kitten who set out on an adventure to find his place in the world.
As the song ended, the other cats burst into applause. Gathering his courage, Whisker entered the shop. "May I try?" he asked, gesturing to the guitar. The tabby cat with the kind eyes smiled and handed it to him. "Of course, little one. Your turn." Taking a deep breath, Whisker closed his eyes and began to sing a song about a lost kitten who found friendship and kindness on his journey. When he finished, the room erupted in applause. "Bravo! Bravo!" The cats cheered, their voices echoing with admiration. And so, in the vibrant city of Austin, Whisker the Orange Tabby Cat not only found a place to belong, but also discovered a passion for music that would echo in his heart forever. He learned that music was a universal language that could touch the soul and bring people together. He also learned that the true meaning of friendship and belonging wasn't about where you were from, but about the connections you made along the way. After spending several unforgettable weeks in Austin, it was time for Whisker to return home. Though his heart was full of joy from all the love and experiences he had, he also felt a pang of sadness at the thought of leaving his new friends and a city that had become so dear to him. Saying his goodbyes was the hardest part, from the kind woman who ran the bookstore to the guitar-playing tabby at the music shop. Each goodbye tugged at his heartstrings. But as he watched the familiar landscape of his village come into view, he knew he had found a piece of home in the vibrant streets of Austin. And so, Whisker returned home, his suitcase overflowing with souvenirs, his heart brimming with joy, and his spirit forever touched by the magic of Austin, Texas. As the sun sat on his village, bathing it in hues of orange and purple, Whisker curled up on his favorite cobblestone path, his emerald eyes shining with happiness. He closed his eyes, reliving the laughter, the music, and the warmth of a city that had embraced him as one of their own. He purred softly, the sound echoing the rhythm of his full heart. Austin may have been miles away, but its spirit lived on in him,
Reminding him that wherever he went, he carried a piece of its magic within.
and he knew that someday soon, he would be back in the city that had stolen his heart.